The following podcast may contain strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Hallmark of Greatness Pod-Castaway, the show that will eventually leave you. I'm Joe, and with me as always, burning a shed with life etched into it, it's James.
That shed was covered in diesel as well. I don't know if we mentioned that. It was so dangerous.
They said they'd put like a month's worth of diesel in there to burn, and I'm like,
why?
To annoy Des, I'm assuming. And putting the phone too close to his face, it's Flouty.
He's slamming doors in heaven now. I think he's dead, is he? But, you know.
No, I don't think so.
Shame.
Des? Which
No,
one?
Ron.
No, Ron.
No, he's not. He's absolutely not. But, you know,
No.
I wouldn't be against the idea.
If you want to keep up to date with all the Hallmark of Greatness gossip, you can find us on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook at Hallmark of Greatness. Or if you enjoy singing one hurtful song at a man until he leaves, he just leaves because he's had enough.
It comes back.
You can email us. I know. You can email us at hallmarkofgreatness@gmail.com. Only thing, when it happens, I'm like, it's kind of sadly beautiful.
It's
Well, it's a wonderful moment.
It isn't a wonderful moment. It's awful because he is sobbing his heart out.
Yes.
And they're
That's
all
what makes it
going,
all the more
caught
poignant.
no fish, caught no
but
fish.
it's done in a sort of. We'll get to it when we get to it.
We'll get into that.
I
yeah.
genuinely thought that's actually quite nice.
Callbacks as well. I mean,
Yeah.
fabulous work.
I mean, we all love a callback, but Joe, you're a monster. It's horrible.
Okay, well, we view the world through different lenses, clearly.
I thought it was strangely moving. We're now deep into summer 2000, and we've lost Ray, who may have been a bit of an alcoholic, and Ron, who may have been a bit racist, but will sue you for libel.
And was definitely an alcoholic.
Well, he'll pay for brandy, but he won't pay for his dog's funeral.
Correct. Hey, I tell you who's doing well, though, financially, right, on this, is Lion TV and the BBC, right? Because at Easter, as I learned in the book, and listeners, I'm a little bit behind in the book because it's all over the fucking shop. It's very it's very Easter-centric, my book. In fact, I think I've probably done about 8 chapters of Easter and nothing else. A line out of it was, to coincide with the latest batch of programmes, the Easter ones, the BBC had launched an official Castaway website, gentlemen. 2000, yeah.
Is that on the way back machine, do you reckon?
Oh, I bet it is. Get this. On its first 2 days, Easter Sunday and Monday, it received 2 million hits.
What? Back then, that's loads.
And
now that's
46,000 emails followed. All which said, Ron, pay for your dog's funeral.
Burn the Ray. Burn the
it
Ray.
was, it was a thing. It was a spectacle back in 2000 for the briefest moment. Easter's probably like the biggest bit of it because everyone was off work, everyone was watching telly. Yeah. After this, it's fewer people watching and it feels a little bit sad. But the producers at least feel a little bit self-conscious about the shit show that's happened over the summer. As the ratings are starting to tank, they've made a really nice episode for a change. So here's what happened to it. Here's everyone's weird relatives for you to enjoy.
They show up and the colour of the water. My God, this water looked like the Med, didn't it? I thought
it looks so good.
I could just drinky, and I would be absolutely fine. I wouldn't die.
Ben Fogle, he's having a lovely time on his raft, homemade raft made out of driftwood washed up boys.
Yeah.
With his dog. Everyone's now getting along. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they all just like the cloud has lifted from them. Everyone feels
because he's gone. From the book, gentlemen, Mike and Des had been secret planning to build a raft with the idea of surprising Liz with a visit to a pub on Harris for her birthday.
They're just breaking the rules. Also, I would not take something that those two charlatans had made and go across that bay.
Dead is the headline. 4 dead. Castaways cast asunder.
Jesus. I guess everyone needs a hobby.
We get a review, don't we, of Ron, right? And I was very sickened by the lack of safeguarding here because there's a bit where Ron says goodbye and he kisses a child on the mouth.
Really?
Yes, it's a recap of the thing. And I think somewhere we need to be maybe hunting out whoever was doing the safeguarding at Lion in 2000. And by safeguarding, obviously, I mean a bit of graph paper with make sure Ron doesn't throw a chair at anybody. But nothing to say he's all right to kiss children on the mouths.
I didn't. I honestly didn't care. I saw him when he goes, "See you, skinhead," and the kid kind of goes, "All right," and walks off.
Oh, right.
I didn't
okay.
see. I didn't see that. I think. Yeah. I was probably laughing at something else.
Were you laughing at Peter talking about tectonic plates?
Yes, I've got that. Suddenly we're in a period of post-earthquake, or Earth still.
I kind of love him. Like,
yeah, I want to like him.
Again,
he's one that I want to like, but I don't quite like.
I've said before.
Whereas with Trev, Mike, Ben, you don't.
Yeah, they're all just fun lads. But he's got very big Sally James scrapbook energy. Yeah,
I could not spend 6 months with him.
Oh no, God, no. And even in a pub, and I'd be done. Yeah, but it's just the way of talking about stuff. Yeah, I'm like, I'll just say it's nice now.
Who here wants to hear a good story about a bridge? It's that vibe, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh man, I'd love to hear a good story about a bridge, or possibly a machine that builds bridges.
God, if you start this again.
I love the fact this is our most long-running thing. I know it's not as long-running as Scree, but it winds you fuck every time I mention it.
To be fair, I was listening back to something the other day, and What a Scoop has been running a long time as well.
Right, okay. Yeah. That probably even predates me.
And News on the March as well.
News. Wow, we've not done a News on the March on this at all. How
Yes,
come?
we have.
Oh, did we? Did we do it with the Daily Mirror? Did we?
Possibly, there's no news today. It's Visitors Week. Everyone's super excited about it. Surely I've put this as against the Pact of May. Is it a temptation? It must be some sort of clause that's been inserted in that they can have a Visitors Week. It's a terrible idea.
It's a dog shit idea.
Mm-hmm.
7 months in, you think if you're going to do it halfway through, wouldn't you? Like,
yeah.
There's your reward for doing 6 months. 6 months down the line, you can all go home. It feels really weird to do it, and it's Trev. Trev says, I didn't tell anyone because I don't want people coming here. I either want to eat I either want the whole thing or I can't. It's like putting money into one of those peep show machines. So my dad says. I'm like, he can't stop talking about it. He's just horny constantly.
Also, he has definitely burned his bridges. He wasn't with his family for New Year or Christmas or anything.
Oh, shit.
He is done.
Yeah.
Think of that, did I? No.
I don't know what it is that he did at that driving school. Actually, we all know what he did.
Yeah. So here's my question for you, gentlemen. If it was Visitors Week and I was on the island, would you have come to visit me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or would you have been my dying mum in hospital?
I'd love pooing and weeing in separate toilets.
This is crazy, by the way. And here is the downstairs toilet into which we do not pass solids.
Yeah, the camera just zooms in on all that shitty rags that's in there.
Yeah. It's like being at Kendall Calling again in the posh toilets.
Everyone's entitled to 2 visitors, but this doesn't seem standard because some people, I swear, have like herds of people after them.
Is it not? Is it Sandy? Like all her family show up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's at least 3 people for Sandy, unless she's bought one off Trev or something. I don't know whether they were like tokens for the ferryman or I don't.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, Ben seems to have women surrounding him constantly, and I think that was other people's relatives. It's not all the Tatler girls. His 2 visitors are his weirdly North American dad, who still sounds exactly like him.
Yeah, I didn't like that. It freaked my brain out.
I expected him to be sat on a porch sipping a sarsaparilla in this white suit that he's wearing.
I got a mint julep there, boy.
There you go. That's a better one, isn't it? That's a much better one. Liz is really excited that her friends are coming. Des isn't, because her mates fucking hate him.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
They live too
I mean,
fast.
he's another person I want to hate him, but I end up quite liking him.
Des?
He's weird, isn't he? He's like the opposite of Peter,
Yeah,
really.
at the start, he was when he tried to kill that old man, I was a bit like, all right, mate, why'd you neck him? But
now I'm like, what did he do? He probably should have pushed him down that ravine.
He should have just told him what time it was. That's what it was all about.
Who else has turned around in our estimation? But Colin was always all right. But Dr. Roger, because they've set up a little customs booth.
Yeah.
This is fun, and they're all fancy dressed as I don't know. They're trying to keep people out, and he's got this little
child smell detector.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Dr. Roger's going to do rectal exams of people.
Yeah. For the more intimate searches, he's got his latex gloves out. That was fun.
I think he's just took the stick out of his ass, hasn't he, a bit? Like,
what else did he pick up from Harris? That's what I want to know.
Like I said, get rid of Ron and get rid of Ray, and there's nobody there egging him on. Yeah. Really disappointed that Porrig's family didn't turn up in balaclavas. I was really disappointed by that. I thought that would be great crack.
You've been digging the peat up. That's where we hid the weapons.
I like that when all the visitors actually get onto the island, they still have to go through customs, and then they just rag their shit out in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And
they're
so
like,
these Tatler magazines.
You
for
can't
Spot
bring
him
any
a-
of this.
Bought
Yeah.
him a load of Tatler magazines and what appears to be 3D printing filament? Question mark. I don't know why that was there.
I liked how Colin was dressed like Robert Muldoon from Jurassic Park, though.
So we also get a sign in the background that said "Caution: Electrified fence. Please wipe your feet."
Yeah.
What?
On the fence. I don't know. As they're coming in as well, I think Trev says to Toby, "Your mum's quite fit. What's her hips like?" And I'm like, "Trev, mate."
We, of course, as you say, Joe, we meet Toby's mum and sister, both from Leeds.
That's
We don't
what I've
cry.
written
We
down
don't
as
cry
well.
in York.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. I love that people are
And
taking
Peter's other younger sister wives arrive.
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, they're a family, but in the same way that Charles Manson had a family, right?
Yeah, they're busy on the Spawn Ranch.
Who is it? This was the bit that freaked me out. Whose daughter arrives? She didn't want to come with her.
Trish's
Trish.
older daughter arrives. Jodine's sister. Yeah. So she's got 3 kids. And she has a favourite daughter, Willow.
Yeah.
This is the one that didn't come with them's the favourite daughter because she's all tears.
This was weird because I was like,
was
all right, I
weird,
assumed that the people who had children brought them with them and didn't just leave one at home to fend for itself.
I think she's maybe at home with Nana or something like that. You know.
But yeah, I mean, she says that she didn't want to go over to Taransay because it'd be all isolated and cut off. You know, it's a small island, so I'll just stay on the Isle of Man.
Isle of
then.
Wight, yeah, Isle of Man.
Oh, is that where they live? The Isle of Man.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh.
They
Up
come
until
opposite-
1977,
a big city.
it was illegal to be homosexual on the Isle of Man. Did you know that?
No. What about Isle of Dogs? How's it there?
You're not allowed to love dogs.
I'm not going.
But you can bury them, but you can't pay for it.
Oh, sweet.
Also, it's a lie. It's actually a peninsula. Yeah.
You're a peninsula.
Hillary
Some highlights
Freeman
of-
is here. We know her because she's not been in this until now.
Who is
No.
this?
Hillary Freeman's family don't come because they don't like her, I've written.
Who is Hillary?
So she's the woman
We
that
did-
came on her own
She looks like
and
Gwen.
left a huge fucking family. She does look like Gwen. Left a massive family of people behind to come here. And now she's going, oh, I've been so lonely here. I wish my family had come. And the boat sank or something. I don't know.
No, there's some castaways families are delayed. Like,
Yeah.
we don't want to go. We're quite happy in the shining beefeater, thank you. Ron's here. Because I have no idea who this woman is.
Yeah,
She
they
showed
didn't
up.
show up because she's not a character in the program.
I was just like, I don't know.
It's
know
like
who
Natasha
you are.
Corrigan, where's she been hiding all this time? And she popped out in the last episode. It still does feel a bit like that. There are people that are hiding off screen, I think.
Possibly,
that just don't
yeah.
really want to be in on
Because
it.
they're
Which is fair
boring.
enough.
Because they add nothing to it.
Maybe they're doing the work. I don't know.
Her thing is that she's kind of like, she was very much in the Peter school of people were going to come here to test themselves.
Yeah.
And,
Close, Peter.
and she's like, that's not what it was. So maybe she did just isolate herself and cut herself off. Her husband, on the other hand, you're not coming home. I've got a bet on.
I've got a few bob on you. Spoilers, listeners. He's going to be furious come the end of this episode.
Unless there's a cash out option on it, but
Yeah, Ben Fogle showing off briquettes of bread that they've been baking as well.
in a big
and
old
more.
tub of bread. There was so much bread in that.
It's filling, though, isn't
you've
it?
got to
It's
show-
cheap.
I
If
also
you liked
love
the
the
first
fact.
loaf,
I also love the fact that Ben's like, when he's on his raft, my parents are coming. They'll be more excited about seeing the dog than me.
Yeah.
And then the first thing his mum does is go, "Hi, Inca." Oh, and Ben.
I thought, but is this the start of a potential long and fruitful career for Ben as a cooking show host? It's the other trouser leg of time, isn't
He
it?
could host a show called "Whose Bread Is This?"
Oh, yeah.
where celebrities bake a loaf of bread and people have to guess which of these celebrities baked it
Who bred it?
from clues
Whose
that are
bread
in
is
the
it
bread.
anyway?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hosted by Alan Carr and, let's say, Carol Smiley. I don't know.
Sure.
Just
That's
people with
a
too many
blast from the
teeth.
past.
Yeah.
We get poo instructions from Jules. This was the bit that was hinted at earlier. If you want to do a wee, you have to go in the white one. If you want to do a poo, you have to go in that black one. And if you're doing both at the same time, see a doctor.
If you've got a cloaca.
You have to hop from one to the other.
Right.
She demonstrates it.
Question. Why? Surely when they were at the training camp, the ISIS training camp, they just all went into one big tub, didn't it?
Yeah, but I reckon they're siphoning off the piss.
Yes, I think
ammonia.
so. Because you then don't want to put the shit and piss onto your roses.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Also, I couldn't
like that.
do that. If I'm sitting down to anyway, I don't want to get into it, but
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, if it's gonna come, it's gonna come.
Yeah, I'd be like, sorry, I've done a poo in the white toilet or whatever. Like, it's happened again, lads. Sorry. Well, you got to go and fish it out. Get your special glove.
I don't know if I made this up, but I've written death row hens.
Yeah,
is that a thing?
Death row. There is a thing.
Oh, the last
Trish's
chance
kids
saloon.
are all obsessed by killing animals. It's a bit psychotic. Given that the only other tours that are going on are of polytunnels, then maybe we can understand.
Jules was really excited about all the stuff that's... Or was it Rosemary? Was really excited about all the stuff that's going in the polytunnels.
Yeah.
Not even growing
actually,
any rosemary.
It looks like fucking Paulie Shaw 90s movie Biodome in these,
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
it? I expected Kylie Minogue to jump out at some point.
It's not Street Fighter.
Jules' mum is also
copies.
so excited to see her room, and it's contrasted sharply with Mike's mum, because it's in his room full of animal skins.
Mike's room looks like Buffalo Bill's place, doesn't it?
Get in the hole, mum.
I don't know if you spotted it. But on one wall, there's that crate from before with condoms, 1 year's supply, hard to beat, written into it. And she just goes, well... Yes.
I'm sleeping on this mattress, Miller. I've put a sheet on it for you. It's the least you could do, isn't it, really? In your
fumigate it, son.
In your semen-soaked mattress.
Semen and tear-soaked mattress.
I don't know if either of you noticed on this YouTube video that we watched this from, there's a comment on there. Mia Laird, 4150, 1 year ago, posted, "Thank you so much for posting. Mike Laird is my uncle, and my granny was on this episode, and this is the only way I'll ever be able to hear her voice again. You've made my year."
Love that,
mate! Oh, wow! Wow!
That's lovely stuff. Well,
I mean, it's a shame that Grandma was being disgusted at his filthy hovel.
Yeah,
but it's still a lovely thing to read.
It is. Is it Julie showing her mum everything? I've made this. The wardrobe falls over a bit, but it's fine. And I love you. She's great. Also, that dog has had no training, because when they start outside, it's going everywhere like an invisible dog.
The line Hillary's still waiting for her family.
Yeah. And she suggests, but she suggests, I really want to see them. Maybe I should go. And I thought, well, we wouldn't miss her because we don't know her. Perhaps.
If she went, I'd have gone, all right, yeah. Also, Gordon. Gordon's no one's arriving for Gordon because his mum is 82. It was her birthday yesterday. Yeah. And so she's not going to be showing up.
She also lives in a separate hemisphere.
Yeah, and she's never seen the kids. And I'm like, all right, Gordon, that's
and it's like, sad. The least she could do is come all the way across from the West Indies to London and then get a train all the way up here and then get a boat over to Stornoway and then get a further boat over to Taransay at the age of 89. It's the least she could do.
No, he's kind of like, I've got a sister and stuff, or someone from the church could have showed up, but I just don't think he sent out invites, to be honest.
No, I don't think he did.
No.
And I have written poor Gordon, and then I've written even poorer Tammy, which we'll come to. But the line from Lindsay, the narrator, is, and they are finally self-sufficient. And I wrote, until this bunch of freeloading pricks all turned up, because they're eating their food.
Did you see?
Yeah, we've had food crises in the past.
Double big salad.
Yes.
Yeah. I was so excited. I was like, yes, this is the best episode of anything ever. Not one, two massive salads. Yes. Yes. Lovely stuff. He says, because the food for the next week will more than double. I'm like, yeah, because like 9 people per person have shown up.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of them are just Scottish people. Like, just come over for free scran, steal a sheep.
Hillary's family do turn up, and her son has what looks like a Chinese takeaway in his hand, which is what I'd want him to be carrying towards me. And yeah, her husband says that he's got money on her staying on the island. And I did put, you will soon change your mind about leaving when your family turn up, believe me.
Yeah. She also goes, he goes, all right, Mum. Oh, his voice is broken.
His voice is broken. I thought that's cute.
Oh, I don't know who she is. I find it hard to care about someone who has appeared in one episode. And
in time for next week's episode, I'll go back to the beginning of the book and I'll find you at least one bit about Hillary. I'll find you out where she's from. I don't know, like Bradford or somewhere.
Space.
Newcastle upon Avon, somewhere like that.
They're all treated to 2 big salads, a ravioli, and a slice of what looks like spam on rice. It was a weird eclectic mix.
Pork. I thought it was like a slice of pork loin or something. But yeah, it was an odd choice. Ben has got so much on his plate. Yeah. When they were doshing it out, Podrick's there doshing out whatever that ravioli or soup.
It's all the young women's servings. They're just giving it to him. Raking it in.
It's full of Tatler girls. Yeah.
I've also got written down now Gary Barlow away.
I'd written Gary Barlow Tory, and I figured it was because I was pissed and I know he's a Tory and I don't like him. What were we Gary Barlow away in for?
Right. So they have like they show them around the island and stuff, and we get these VT packages of them in the diary room. I can't remember who it is. I think it's possibly Peter's daughters and 2 random lads are like, yeah, we've been for a walk round. We've been to the beaches. There's Sandy Beach, which is just a beach full of sand. There's Boy Beach, where there's some boys.
Yeah.
There's Shell Beach, which has got shells on it, and there's Black Pipe Beach, which is a reference to where the sheep genocide happened.
Yeah, I stopped the show and I turned to Rachel and I went, "That's a reference to the book." We would have had no idea what that was about. We'd have been questioning this for 10 minutes without that.
Yes,
like the Bay of Pigs or something.
Your purchase was well worth it.
And yeah, he went, it's just a beach with a black pipe on it. And I was like, it's less romantic in my head now than when they were all huddled in there reading, Jilly Cooper books to each other. Yeah. And that's that. But then, they all bust out. Again, there's bottles of whiskey going around that fire, and they start doing a weird song they've made up, like the summer solstice one. But it's
words.
It's quite good because it's the call and response thing of like shanties, that kind of field working sort of thing. But then I think it's Toby just starts yelling Gary Barlow.
Right. Okay.
Away, which is the correct response to Gary Barlow.
Yes. That's how I command him to leave whenever he comes round, trying to snaffle my bourbons out of the cupboard. Gary Barlow, away. All right.
We get some bad news for Tammy now. I mean, this has come up in previous episodes as well, but her mum is not well. I think it came up right at the start as well. She didn't want her to leave or something. It turns out her dad's been hiding stuff from her, and her condition is really, really bad. So she's weighing up whether to go.
She's in hospital, and she phones her mum on the secret island radio, and she's like, she's quite angry. It felt like she was quite angry that she's like, well, I didn't want to bother you, and she's like, yeah, but you're my mum. This is the thing. I get her point, and she is umming and ahhing about leaving, and I'd be like, go.
Yeah, I don't know why it's such a big thing.
Well, we know why.
I feel like it's not. I've
written that this episode's considering leaving the island is Tammy, only to have to write that again at least twice more.
Yeah, it's weird how we're still talking about people leaving. Hillary's talking about leaving. It's weird.
It's why Visitors Week is a terrible idea.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
She says, I feel like I'm 1,000 miles away. So I looked it up, and if she does live in London, because she sounds like she might live in London, it's 675 miles away from Taransay. So stop exaggerating, Tammy.
It's not really Vanessa Carlton 694 miles, though, is it?
Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-ding-ding, going down the road on them. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, all the proclaimers caught in the Irish Sea or something in a squall, and you have to go round and round. Relatives line up to say how nice the island is, or else the islanders get docked £5 each, I'm guessing.
They get a demerit.
Poiret's sister's in there, which is just him with a wig on.
It's him without a wig on.
Well, without that goatee.
Yeah. Also, not all of them are staying on the island, so I'm assuming Seamus, the boatman, is making a killing, ferrying these out every morning and ferrying them back at night. Again, we must go and see if the Shining Carvery is there. Because I want to go and sit in that chair and go, but what about my waterproof trousers? And we can TikTok it, and that'll be fun, whatever that is.
I might have been looking at the price to rent a car for a week, a much larger car that might fit all of us and our partners in.
Harvey is not going to Taransay, I can tell you that.
Right,
now.
Okay. To fit us four and us three and Rachel in.
An incursion.
Yeah. I also found out that they used Taransay to film a film about, based on a true story, about a man who tried to deliver mail to another Outer Hebrides island using a rocket.
Yes.
There's
all sorts of interesting
the island was called like Clog or something.
Was it Des? Did Des build it? And the plan was so he could get a birthday card to Liz.
She's going to fire you into the pub, Liz.
Taransay itself is the 37th Castaway. Maybe we should give it its own special bit at the end. I don't know. But it too goes on a journey. I mean, that pipe saw some action at one point. Peter and Sheila's unnamed daughter is excited by stones and shells, and Gwyneth Pat's daughters.
She was quite quiet and shy, and I was surprised by that.
It's Peter
because they've got plenty to say. Sheila as well. Sheila. I'm not saying she's quite Peter's level, but she's still got plenty to say.
Yeah, but I'm assuming that if they live in the weird crystal commune with them, then it's all gonna be hugging trees and appreciating nature and stuff, and that's fine. That's great. And genuinely, I think they are like, this is a really nice place to be. Whereas all the city kids, I miss my crisps and my PlayStation.
Yeah.
Opposite ends of the spectrum, isn't it?
Oh man, where's that quote? Because that turned wild a little bit later on as well. And Gwyn and Pat's daughters, for whom time equally slows down. It's like all the people from Leyland just live on a separate plane of existence.
I can tell you've never been to Leyland. It's on the way to Preston via my house, and it's put your watches back 30 years or off to North Lancashire.
We get a nice moment for the Carey family. They're complaining about the island. There's no fish. Gordon's still got this curse that hangs over him about no fish. He's having a bad time.
Yeah, and I kind of feel that the song has somehow cursed him further, because the island itself can give life, but also it can take life, as we've discovered.
Well, it doesn't help that he's explaining all of this in front of some weird pagan totem pole. And then I put, is that, first of all, I thought it might be the giraffe animal enclosure thing from a few episodes back.
Yeah.
But no, it's the maypole. They've not taken it down 3 months later.
Oh, what?
Well, they're hoping to repurpose it as maybe
for the second annual.
The June, July and August pole.
I went to school with an August pole.
So yeah, he's a bit bummed out. But
Dad was a beekeeper.
Mike's opened a bar, the Last Chance Saloon. Rooms by the hour. Ask Big Mike. Is this so you can get a shag, Mike?
Right. I don't know much, but they've got a bolt gun, hasn't he? Like they must have clubbed the money together for that, or like an animal rights charity have got involved.
No, they had to. Yeah, I think they had to have that.
Yeah. But like they stringed the pig up and like does it all and everything. And you hear it because is it Toby's twin sister?
Yes. So there's Toby's sister, and there is Colin's son,
who is way too into it.
Colin's son, and it's here somewhere written down. I've written slaughter boys and girls. Colin's son, that's dead. Massive grin.
Yeah.
Slaughter boy girls, won't you come out tonight?
Toby's sister's there, but also Toby's mum's there. And I noted this because she looks a little bit like Charlie's mum from Always Sunny. She's got like a short cropped hair, a fag on the go.
God rest.
Big hips.
Right, but they string it up. We hear the gunfire, and then this thing starts screaming bloody murder.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think are you shooting it in the arse?
I didn't understand that either.
Because it's supposed to go between the eyes, and that's, in my knowledge of it, I don't know, I'm not a slaughterman. I never will be. I'll never be a slaughter boy or a slaughter infant.
No.
And then they're just going, they're going slack, and then she's like, chaos happening in
Yeah,
this shed.
yeah.
But you don't see any of the chaos. You just see it replayed on the faces of these young children.
Yeah.
Shit, it's weird. I'll probably still eat bacon, though, says Mike Simpson.
Yeah, it's quite good.
I'll still eat bacon. Like that, and I'm, all right, love.
I'll still eat bacon tonight.
She was shook. She was really shook.
On that subject, and this kind of came around in the book during the lambing, and it was the lambing had just started, reported Slaughterman Colin Corrigan, which seems a little bit of a Sergeant Slaughterman. And it's really weird because I'm the man who goes around killing the animals for people to eat. And if there's a problem with one of the animals, people come to me and I either put them out of their misery, I think the animal, not the people, or I give them advice about what I think is wrong. But tonight I was having my dinner in the steading.
Full of chairs.
Yeah. When Gordon came up to me and said one of the ewes was ready to give birth and had been struggling away for 3 hours. In the back of my head, I remember that in one of the books I'd read, that you should leave them for an hour and then try and give them a hand. So I left my dinner and I went to the Mackay house and I looked for this ewe that was trying to give birth.
Why was it in the house?
There was a little nose peeping out. And I put my hand in and pulled the lamb out and it just lay there on the floor. I thought it was dead. And then I gave it a real good slap and breathed down its mouth and gave it another slap and pulled away some mucus from its mouth and it got up and had a waggle. It was really great to actually give a bit of life to the island rather than take it away. I found it quite emotional. I think there's a few people here who may look on it as being good old Cole who can shoot anything, can't feel anything. I tend to put up a bit of a barrier about that. I don't know what to say, but I am beginning to question lots of values. Suddenly, said Julia, we've got a great change in Colin, who's questioning everything about being the butcher on the island. He's intended to make a collar for the lamb he delivered, so he doesn't accidentally pick it out and kill it by mistake. I don't think that'll happen, because it's so tame already. It follows Philly and Podrick around, constantly wagging its tail.
My heart.
His mum's not well, Philly reported of her new charge, and we're trying to get some milk out of her to feed him, but he's having cow's milk at the moment. The kids have named him Scraggy. And we've been bottle feeding him. He's just had his second dinner, fucking hobbit. He's been wandering around following me everywhere, so I guess I'm his new mum, which means I have to get up every 2 hours and feed him. I think he's all right, but I wonder if he might have a bit of brain damage and not be as quick as the other sheep.
Fucking hell.
He's been slapped into life. Give him a
No,
slack.
exactly.
To be fair, that's how I came into the world.
I can believe it.
It literally was. I was born dead. And some would say for the better.
And your parents called you Scraggy.
Yeah. Shaggy.
But I thought that was really
Colin.
sweet, and I quite liked that Colin's
starting to have doubts about all of this. Like, yeah, that's
which you really need him to not have doubts about it, because he's the one that keeps you fed.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all. I think Mike would probably. I think Mike's normally in there with him, isn't he?
No, Pat.
Is it? Oh, it's
Pat's
Pat,
the
yeah.
trainee, isn't he? Pat's the trainee
Pat
butcher.
the everything boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also lovely. I wonder what happened to Scraggy.
Dead now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was
Scraggy or not, that lamb's definitely
maybe-
dead by now.
maybe wandered down to Black Pipe Beach and had its head spat all the way around.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
We get a barbecue after.
That was
Fucking having all the doubt about the meat, and then all of a sudden want a
the
big rack of
cutaway.
ribs.
The cutaway from her going, "I'll still eat bacon," and like the screaming of a pig, to just an entire pig chopped, not even like well butchered, just
Yeah.
bits of meat
Yeah.
on this barbecue, and him going, "Kill it, cure it, eat it," and I'm like, "You don't look like you're struggling with this, Colin."
Yeah, get it down, you.
Dr. Rogers also there. He has one last go at being normal. As usual, we all eat like kings and queens.
Ron's not here anymore,
Ron's
mate.
gone.
You don't have
Yeah,
to play to that crowd. Yeah, but he's just got like these hog lumps. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just lumps of
That's
pig.
the name of the episode, I think.
I'd be up for that though. I don't know. I quite like.
Absolutely. I bet it smells amazing.
I was going to call it slap and waggle. But yeah, and they're all like, it looks like a great time. Everyone's sitting out, having a bit of a drink, barbecue, lovely view. I'm like, this is nice.
Yeah. And it's nice weather still as well. Tammy finally decides that she is going to go. Toby's very supportive of her, sees her off at the jetty. He's as nice as he is from Leeds, is what I've written here. Just a
He's very nice.
Leeds man.
It's a nice cuddle, and I think, they're very good friends. I thought at this point, yeah, they're very good friends.
Angus has arrived to whisk her away. That's all he's doing for this week.
Angus is the 38th member of the island.
And then he says, yeah, maybe there is some romance there. Yeah, he admits after she's gone. But I thought that was maybe a little bit of an on-the-nose question when she's going off to see a dying
Yeah, I'm like,
mum.
can we talk about this when her mum's not on death's door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trish regrets abandoning a child, who then turned into a woman while I was gone. Jodine's grown breasts since we've been here.
And
All the children are behind her, like begging her to stop talking.
And she's going to steal all her sister's bras before she goes.
That's...
Why?
How many bras has she bought?
It's not weird science. What are they doing?
Who knows
Jodine
what
says
they're
that she
doing
also-
in Ron's room?
Jodine now wants to leave because this is all the adults are talking about.
Hmm.
This morning I had a walk on my own, even though I'm not allowed to. But because the Taransay ghost will get you.
The monk.
Or the
monk.
saboteur. Or the mad monk, yeah. The Rose Gallery.
Or the pipe lamp, whatever's going on there.
Yeah, or just a ghost chair could hit you from nowhere. There's a lot of dangers on Taransay.
Yeah, I just thought that was a funny moment. And then we get the good news for Gordon and the Carey family. Well, good news for Gordon, maybe not for his missus. His mum and his sister have
I really
secretly
liked
arrived.
this because he's looking out with the binoculars and you see him go, my sister's here. And he starts getting proper excited and everyone else around him's getting G'd up. And then he looks again, he goes, that's my mum as well. And you see it all the shit he's had to put up with just melts away for that brief second. And it's a lovely, lovely thing.
And the thing that got me the most was the response from the rest of the castaways.
Yeah.
And I know I'd had a couple of beers on Sunday night, and I know I'd watched my team get absolutely fucking humped in a semi-final of the FA Cup, but I cried. I absolutely cried little tiny tears because I thought, finally, something good for Gordo. Yeah. Finally.
And he runs.
It's the first time he's ever actually looked happy.
Yeah, to be fair. He runs down with his kids and he's like, this is my mum to his kids and that's my sister. And his mum is brilliant. I love his mum.
Oh, she's great value. She should have been on this island from day one.
She gets like 4 lines and absolutely smashes them all out the park.
I'm not going to give the good one up. One of you two
No.
do the good one. The good one's such a good one.
That. But it's a really lovely thing. They're all helping her. You grab hold of what you like, love. I think Ben yells at her. And she's 80, 82, 89, something like, and she's come all this way. And I mean, all the way from St. Kitts in the Caribbean to Taransay is a massive culture shock in terms of everything, I'm guessing. But it's just to see, it's a really nice bit for Gordon. And I had a little, and I cry at everything as well. But I genuinely welled up a bit for this 25-year-old thing that happened in the past.
But nobody else remembers except for us.
No, but I really felt like happy for God because it all kind of seems a bit worth it now.
And then we cut to Cassie, who's heading down to the beach looking exactly like someone whose mother-in-law has unexpectedly just arrived. So yeah, that was nice. We have a nice moment out of that. And then set the visitors to work montage. Get them working for that big salad. They've got to earn it. Poereg's sister fumbling with a sausage was well worth watching.
Yeah. I mean, I've in the past paid good money for this kind of footage.
She does
especially
really well
when she fumbles it.
She doesn't, and then Podrick goes, "You fucking idiot" or something. Well, again,
Gordon's mum, then
everyone's gathered round to watch her make a sausage.
Yeah.
Oh, go on, Planny.
Well, so Gordon's. They're talking about Gordon fishing and saying he's told us what a great fisherman he is, and he's not managed to catch anything yet. And she says something along the lines of, "He's told you what a great fisherman he is. He's having you on there." And basically, everybody falls about, don't they?
No. He used to go out fishing back home and say he was a great fisherman. He never caught a thing.
Never caught a thing.
And he's like, "Mom!"
Yeah, and it is corpsing time. It is fucking brilliant.
Wait till you hear this song we've come up with.
Well, it's funny. It's also hurtful. I love it.
It's in the movie.
Yeah, this is where we get the quote from Sandy's little grandson. What I've missed is McDonald's and supermarkets. Well, truly the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, eh?
As a man who has an emotional support supermarket just down the road, gentlemen, I am going to say I would too. Nothing makes me feel happier than walking down the cooked meat aisle of my local Aldi. And someone else says, I'd miss PlayStation and biscuits.
That's the same kid. I'm sure it is.
Oh, is it the same child?
Yeah, he just does a list of things that are in town centres. Greg's, Warhammer, like just stuff. Like
Man, PlayStation and biscuits sounds like my ideal night in.
that was most of my teenage years. Yeah,
That still have been the PlayStation 1 at this point.
yeah.
That's what they're missing.
Yeah,
With a little
yeah,
disc in the middle and everything.
Get siphon filtered or get to fuck.
Oh, yeah, siphon filler.
He's got his chips.
Old man,
anyway,
eh?
so he's fine.
Oh, so you can have them all.
Getting
£5 down the car boot.
copied ones off the market, yeah.
What age we
References
live
for people
in?
of a certain age, yeah. But
You
again,
wouldn't steal a PlayStation.
you would steal the music.
You wouldn't steal a fish and then pretend that you'd caught it on Taransay.
Oh, I didn't get time. Then so we get like a really long montage of them just fucking about on the island to like light jazz over here, piano, and I'm kind of all right. This is just padding the running time, isn't it?
Oh, very much.
It did
so.
feel like there was a lot in it because there's a lot of stuff that just randomly happened. We also get Tammy going to see her mum in hospital, who's well enough to damn her with faint praise. I never expected you to look this good.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing all right. I thought you'd be thinner. Fuck off, Mum.
You're looking well.
No, and less tired. I am tired.
As a fat man with a cruel mother, I do get you're looking well a lot. Tammy's mum, I've written, looks worse every time we see her. Brackets 47 years of age. Close brackets.
I'm assuming there's a portrait of her in someone's attic somewhere.
I mean, that's the reference you went for. I've put she looks like the corpse man in Seven. Earlier in the scene, she was surrounded by Magic Tree air fresheners. Or the other option was she's like the sister out of Pet Cemetery.
All right, yes.
Yeah, that's more my line.
Yeah, they're all references. Yeah.
Hillary's husband is trying to persuade her again not to come back. He does this a couple of times, which makes me suspicious. What you got going on at home then, eh? I had my image in my head of Homer the Heretic, where he makes his patented space moon waffles using a whole stick of butter and a waffle iron.
Liquid smoke.
If he's anything like me, while Rachel's away, which as we are recording, Rachel is away, he's eating McCain Smileys, he's eating turkey Twizzlers, he's eating turkey dinosaurs. You name it, he's having all the beige
food, yeah. It's that
him and the kids sat around just before.
Yeah, of course they are.
Waiting not to come back. We've got it good.
Well,
they've not been to church for 3 months. Yeah,
Doreen Slater comes round once a week to like make sure they're eating all right. So no, you're doing the cycle of man left at home at own. First night, you drink too much and have shit food. Next day, feel like shit, eat proper food. Third day, forget all the previous 2 days. Repeat that cycle round and round. That's all that ever happens whenever Harvey goes away.
Well, tomorrow I'm being sent round to our friend's house, who are a little bit older than us, to fix all their tech that's not working and get fed a proper meal. But what always happens there is to also get fed probably about half a litre of gin. And it's another school.
That's a meal.
It is in Ireland.
Calorie-wise, yes.
So Tammy comes back and Toby's there waiting for her. The romance of it. And she recounts their blossoming relationship as though heavily concussed. The beard came off and the friendship continued. Did she slip over on the rocks? What's going on?
I've written, Toby and I had a friendship from the start. So I've written, not like a present to unwrap later in the year. And I have written, finally, a fucking happy story that we've waited half a year for.
Yeah, but something's going to happen. Something horrible's going to happen.
He's going to slip on a rock and hit his head and die.
The island will claim one of them.
Tectonic plates, mate. That's what it is.
Someone's fallen in the culvert. Like, that's what's going to happen. Like,
someone's getting
joy.
Black tubed or whatever's going on.
Only animals may reproduce on the island. No human emotion. Yeah, she says there was a spark there between us, and is it love? I don't know. It's too early to say, but I quite like him, and I'm like, all right. They seem like nice people.
Yeah,
like go for it. It's something to do.
Of course it is. I mean, literally.
Yeah. But maybe, just maybe, getting her hammered and giving her a flower with a Johnny in it was the key to this all along.
It's that film, What Women Want.
Center.
So, incels out there, try that.
The visitors start to fuck off again. Des says something about it being a different pace of life. People, when they get to the end, they just rush around. They don't have to switch off.
Our friends, we were going to show them Black Pipe Beach, Pebble Beach, an interesting rock, something.
10 loaves of bread in a Tupperware.
show him a steading. And he's like, that we were like 10, 12 paces behind him. Because they're just rushing, got a train to catch. Where? Is it one of them little trains like they have in shopping centres?
Funicular railway up that hill.
Oh, man, if it was.
I mean, they were busy building stuff.
But it was the thing.
They did have one, except Ray built it and they had to knock it down.
Yeah, because it was
death
made,
trap.
just made out of spam tins, empty tenants. But no, they've gone full Peter and Sheila hippie. Now they're like, yeah, take your time, enjoy it. And I'm like, it's quite nice. Again, I quite like Des. Like, I quite like them both actually, because
I've liked Des from the start, and not just because he threatens old men. And I think Liz Catherine, in spite of having two first names, is I really like her. I think she's jovial. I think she's fun. I don't know. Yeah. I just think they're great. I think they're great characters.
She stood up to Ron as well. I think that's a really good sign. Yeah,
exactly.
Sign of someone.
But while they're telling the story of the walking, they're squatting on a rock like little goblins for no reason. So we've had them in Al Qaeda's head base doing videos from there, squatting on rocks. Like, did they?
There was a hammock one as well. That was good.
There was a hammock.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, Des's hammock. Yeah.
It was probably condemned or something and had to be taken down after that because we don't never see it again.
And he also enjoyed reliving his favourite prison film, didn't he? By giving them all a beer on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, he seems like a top lad.
Anyway, it's been too nice this episode, and something horrible's got to happen eventually.
It has to.
Again, we don't see what incident this is. We just see like the aftermath of it.
Yeah.
So it's the Carey family that now want to leave after Visitor Week. They want to earn enough to go and make a living on St. Kitts. And I've put they want $1 for the flight. And now I'm thinking even more.
Yeah.
What we heard in the last episode kind of comes into play with that. Both them and Hillary leave. But before that happens, the Careys get embroiled in another argument that they were being too selfish with their food.
Yeah.
It's the line is it's an argument over being selfish with food. Smashed a Cassie in a room surrounded by multi-packs of Walker's crisps.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, Cassie, I see what you've been doing.
She says, it's because she wants to go now. Like, it was only her holding Gordon from going.
Yeah.
She was like, we've got to stick it out. And we get Gordon going on about how he's carrying the whole church on his shoulders, and other. Does he say other Seventists? He combines the two words into one.
Does he?
I don't. Yeah, I'm sure.
That Seventist show.
Yes. And he's like, I don't know whether they're looking at me as a good Christian or whatever. And I mean, if you're living your life for other people's respect, then that's not Christianity anyway.
Oh, I don't know, mate. I used to be in the church, and they're all like that.
Oh, I know. It's all do with but no, I think because Cassie says it's something about going into the chicken house and taking eggs.
Eggs, yeah.
What to eat, what you can't eat, what you can get out of a larder, what you can't. If you can have an egg, if you can go into the chicken shed and have an egg. It's like, have you been into the chicken shed
and had an egg? A raw egg.
That's what she's doing. She's cracking it on the side, like some sort of little omnivore.
She's filling 50 pint glasses full of eggs like that bloke.
She's like a little omniraptor. She's going in the nest.
So yeah, I think they've just been sneaking food. That's what it sounds like, but we don't know.
No, but Gwyn is very upset by this. I mean, we see Pat as well hugging Gordon, who's in tears about all of this.
Yeah.
And Gwyn is also in their corner as well. Going on about stupid bloody chickens, she says.
Oh yeah, she's not best pleased about the chicken story.
No, what was it? It's a shame, all of this. It was all supposed to be we could all live together, people from different walks of life, the blacks, the gays, the normal people. I'm sure she says, and I'm like,
she does. Right. Yeah, she does.
I'm like,
yeah, there's only 3.
I get what you're saying, but
yeah, not best part. Yeah,
no, but and she's right because it does feel like the minorities are being edged out.
Yeah,
but we also get people defending the project now quite pointedly. So Paul Reagan and Liz and Des defend the project, but still, it feels very weird at the end of all of this. We've had a nice happy time, and now everybody wants to leave suddenly.
Because visiting week was a terrible idea.
It was so much so that the two biggest takeaways I've got from visiting week is Gordon says to his mum, "I'll see you soon." Spoiler: he probably didn't. And Philly was worried that her dad was either going to A, get lost at sea, or B, lured onto the rocks by sirens. I couldn't quite figure out, and I'll never know if he's home. or something. And I'm like,
she's like,
Billy,
no, because
I'm
normally
not sure.
he'd phone me when he got home, and now I'll have to wait for a letter. And I'm like, he's with other people. He's not going to just wander off. Like, or get
Angus will take good
tricked.
care of him.
Angus has shipped more people to this island than she's had potatoes on potato dinners.
But what she doesn't
knows how to
realise
handle the sirens.
is that Angus sends them into the nether region from Superman.
He doesn't. He just sails around the other side of the island, and there's a big supermarket there. There's a bouncy castle. They're having a whale
There's
of a
that
time.
Thai restaurant, yeah.
Sure, I'm
Full of prawn
prawn
curries.
curry. I'm sure I've seen a film like that before.
Just go round and round the Isle of Wight till everyone gets. Podrick is. He says like it's trying to paint us all as bastards, but we're not. It's just some people won't fit in, and I always thought that about Gordon and Cassie was Gordon saying on like people swearing in front of him, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't do that because. Yeah. Or if he said, could you not do that? I'd be like, yeah, sorry. It's just, but I don't think they did. And then they've used that as a sort of stick to beat themselves with, if you know what I mean. I don't know, like, because again, we're only seeing what they want to see.
Yeah, we've completely missed Egggate, whatever all that was.
But
not always are about eggs. This podcast,
indeed.
This podcast will have eggs in it at some point.
Yeah,
we've also missed Hillary being part of the island. At least until now. Now. And as I've quoted this. As her family leave, I want to say it was Roger, but maybe somebody else is. Are you okay? And she goes through this. And I'm not kidding. I have written 5 different lines that she says, one after the other, and this is all in the space of about 20 seconds. She goes, "No, I'm all right. I don't know if I am. No, I'm all right. I think." I'm a lot better than I was, mate. Where's Ron to counsel you? What is going on? Because this is not. This is the. And she and Lindsay says she agreed to give it another month.
Isn't this where also Jodine goes? I've been through the 2 stages of grief, and I don't want to go through anymore.
And crying. The 2 stages. Yeah, I've been through the 2 stages of crying. Crying. And crying.
Crying? I thought she said the first 2 stages of grief. I was like, no one's
crying.
died.
Crying and crying. Yeah. Crying and hitting puberty, I think, if a man's out to go by.
9 bras on, she had.
And then we get this moving scene with Gordon leaving the island. The others.
No, we get Hillary going first.
Hillary
going first. Yeah, Hillary goes.
I'm escaping.
Yeah, and I've written the new Ron.
Ray Vaughn. Yeah, she's she. I think she doesn't even give it another month, does she?
No.
I think she gives it a couple of weeks. Yeah,
a week later, and she's gone. And again, Angus thongs and perfect docking.
Oh wow!
is there? And yeah, she's.
I mean, there's some fantastic docking in this. I know nothing about vesselcraft or whatever it is.
No, but yeah, I mean, he's there.
Oh, that kind of docking, right? Okay.
Yeah. PG. Yeah. I mean, he's there every week, isn't he? At least dropping something off or picking someone up. She just goes and she's like, I thought this was going to be more people, testing themselves, relying on being a community, and some people aren't doing that. And I think that's the main problem with the people who are leaving is that they've come there I think they've all come there for very different reasons.
She'd still be there now if she went to Black Pipe Beach with Mike and the lad.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing she was there for, wasn't it?
No Homer's Club, though, isn't it? Like,
Oxo cube and some chili in a bottle.
Yeah. No, I mean, no girls, is it? They can't read Lady Chatterley's lovers to each other in the Black Pipe with girls there, can they?
I don't know if that's what it would be.
So I'm from the same place D.H. Lawrence was from. So there you go.
Yeah.
Let's reference this. Except my yes. Oh, I'm absolutely from the past. No, my old man made me at the age of 13 read Lady Chatterley's Lover by D.H. Lawrence.
What?
Not to him. Not in a Black Pipe Beach. Because he said it was part of my
voices.
Yeah, I had to do Jules. I had to do Mike Laird. Yeah. Well,
no,
absolutely.
They're doing the voices of the characters. Wow, that's
yeah.
But yeah, she's gone. And they see you, Jules. And that's not just Jules.
Hillary.
See you, Hillary. See you, Hills.
Don't wish Jules away.
No.
Sorry.
No. And that's kind of it. Like, alas, we never knew you.
Oh yeah, we knew you not at all.
I do have a bit on Hillary. Went to work in a school in Scarborough. Fate worse than death.
Jesus Christ.
Speaking of which, now passed away apparently as well. R.I.P. Hillary. But yes, so she passes out through this, and then we get the Carey family going as well. They clamber onto a boat, and Toby says, "This is all an elaborate plan to go fishing, isn't it?" And there's a bit of nervous laughter
energy,
from
laughing.
everyone.
It's sweet.
It's very, very sad and affecting, and it's weird, isn't it?
It really is, because now it's I mean, they tried.
I think for me, it as sad as it is, had we not had all of the stuff that happened in this episode with Mum and the sister and the fishing stories and all that kind of stuff, I think I would have just been like, on you go, son. Yeah, go on. And I think I quite like him because he's quite a stalwart kind of guy. But Cassie, I couldn't tell you, other than what I've read in the book, I couldn't tell you a thing about it other than Cassie had a family previously from a previous marriage. I'm going to assume Ron did as Gordon did as well. Gordon did as well. But yeah, she had a family and a very, very difficult, damaging marriage with a child, and they met through the church and blah, blah, blah. But I never feel particularly attached to her. I don't think there's ever been laughing and smiles or anything. I think she's been very kind of timid and mousy. But again, maybe that's the relation, how the relationship and the church thing works.
This is the thing. When everybody's lined up, they're watching one another, the boat's pulling away, and everyone's thinking, "I'm not sure how to feel about this." And then a lone piper from the hills picks up the tune
because it is Podrick.
Yeah.
Podrick starts the song.
Yes, yeah.
And
Gordon's
they sing...
fishing, Gordon's fishing, caught no fish,
caught no fish.
And it's like the boat pulls.
I'm sure it's like
gonna cry his eyes out. Gonna cry his eyes out.
He sort of turns and wipes a single tear away, and I'm like, this is it's
so filmic.
The last
there's very good. Yeah, there's absolutely no way that this shouldn't be a Scorsese film. Can you imagine 3 hours of? In fact, could
Samuel Jackson in Gordon's Gone Fishing? Yeah. It's just sad because how many is that now? That's
we're down to 29 members left.
Six people gone.
Yeah.
If you're not counting the children,
I'm counting the children.
That's counting the children
seven.
Well, yeah.
Seven. Sorry, yeah.
So who can save this now? Is it going to be the new show, the Pat and Colin show?
Oh, the Pat and Colin show, which I've got to be honest, I had to write, as much as I really do respect Pat and like Colin. What a pair of fucking arseholes.
It's aimed at a different audience to the Mike and Trevor show.
Yeah,
6 p.m. audience on BBC Two.
This is more Bob Fleming. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Waving around packet mackerel.
It does look like they've just got some kippers out, doesn't it?
Like... Yeah, tasty.
But
the curse of the island has been lifted.
I think Gordon was cursed because no one caught anything. They caught one crab, didn't they? In all that time. I mean, their net fishing skills were weak because they didn't get it in the water.
They didn't.
As we were told.
No.
Right? And he'd been out there every day. I don't even think like Ray ever caught anything because Gordon was there. He's probably got some kind of magnet in him that keeps the fish away. Or something. I don't know. Magnets don't work like that, do they? But yeah.
Magnets, how do they work? Fuck off, Jesus. I'm trying to teach you.
but yeah, it's them doing their bit in the thing, and we get as well as they're holding this mackerel up.
It's weird. It's a weird ending.
It's a good ending. I like it. Don't eat the mackerel because you'll turn you into a zombie.
More fish action than the Trevor and Mike show. The Carey family, they did make it back to St Kitts in the end.
Good.
Mike still claimed to be in touch with the family a couple of years ago, although Gordon has since passed away.
Oh, man, why do they all keep dying? But I know why they all keep dying.
Because it's 25
years ago.
Yeah. That's, again, well, this is all what they want us to see.
Get in the water, or I'll kiss your daughter. Drinking from a puddle, giving her a cuddle. Nasty.
I'm not giving her a cuddle against her will.
It's just the way it's sung. Just the way it's sung. I wondered if anybody wanted to hear about Lofty's nutritional chain.
Oh, that sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Does he beat you with it if you don't eat your vegetables?
Yeah, that's a good reference. It reminded me of the diagram of the food chain from The Simpsons, which is where I thought you were going to go. At the bottom, plants.
Ron Swanson.
Thanks. We don't have to wrestle them, is what he says. So they're easy pickings. Fungi. If you're not sure, slip them to your mother-in-law or your mate. Insects.
All right, Cassie.
Insects. There's not a lot of meat on an ant, but there are billions of them. Fish. In the military, we use rapid, expanding bait. Explosives is the best way of fishing. And game, finally. And he's got a four slogan method for dealing with game: mangle, dangle, tangle, and strangle.
Wow.
Is he going to elaborate further on that? How do you does he put them through the mangle and then strangle them?
Wow.
There was a whole thing about like setting a trap so that a deer would choke to death on a sapling or something. I don't understand. He says things very, very quickly, and I'm like,
Oh, I want it to be like he sets a snare, and it's like when Homer it just fires the
I was
rabbit.
thinking that the rabbit, yeah.
it does
Or
dangle.
the shark eats the gorilla. Yeah.
And then he gets mangled at the end.
Right. Okay. So that's Ron's. That's Lofty's food pyramid.
Yes. Yeah.
Wrestle a plant, mangle a squirrel.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've got a quote about a squirrel as well. I was going to save this for later, but this is quite relevant. Be wary of any animal that's trapped. Squirrels, they're fierce.
But we've all seen Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, quite.
We'll do it. I think when we finish, I've got to think about squirrels from another survival thing.
Oh.
Yeah, some guy gets really good at catching them. Weirdly good. That's that. We're moving on. I don't know how many of these are left or how many people will survive.
Not
At
enough.
the end now because they're dropping like flies. So as soon as one goes, it's been literally one an episode near enough.
Fucking dominoes, isn't it?
Yeah, checkmate. Your favourite lines from the episode?
This is
I'm
for
all right.
the more intimate searches.
I'm all right. I don't know if I am. No, I'm all right. I think I'm a lot better than I was.
Grab hold of whatever you want. Gordon's mum.
That's dead.
I'll still eat bacon though. Say goodbye, boys and girls.
Bye.
Gary Barlow Tory. Fingering is always funny though.